This is Android N, Developer Preview 2, build NPC 91K. Last month I was able to download Android N Developer Preview 1 over the air. Preview 2 is no different. Not only was I able to download Developer Preview 1 over the air, but all my data stayed intact. I didn't have to wipe my data or factory reset. It worked perfectly. Unfortunately, Developer Preview 2 was a different story. After downloading the update and applying it to my Nexus 6P, I ended up with a boot loop. The first thing I tried doing was just to let it cycle through a few times, hoping it was just part of the update process. Eventually, I had to put the 6P in recovery mode, wipe the cache partition, and then wipe my data. That did the trick, but I lost all my data. Honestly though, that kind of thing is never a big deal to me because all my stuff's pretty much in the cloud. I just had the inconvenience of re-downloading everything again, but it's really not something I mind so much. Tonight I'll be going over some of the new things I've come across in Developer Preview 2, and I'll probably gloss over some of the things from Developer Preview 1 as well. I also have a 3rd Gen Moto G here just so we can do a little compare and contrast. It'll be an easier way for me to show how Android Marshmallow is compared to Android N. Then again, if you need a more in-depth explanation of Android N, I'll throw a card up for the video I made for Developer Preview 1. In it, I go over most of the basics that started off Android N when it was released about a month ago. Alright, let me flip-flop these around. Alright, so this is my Moto G over here running Android 6.0 Marshmallow, and this is my Nexus 6P running Android N. This is Developer Preview number 2. The first thing I want to point out is the new look that Android N is giving the folders. So you can see here, here's the folder, has all the icons in it, and then you have the other icons stacked behind it. If you wanted to make a folder for Android N, just so you guys can see how this would look visually, if I make a folder, icons go in like this. They don't show two full icons, they kind of are cut at the ends. And then if I were to add a 3rd icon in it, and then a 4th icon, I've already seen some pushback on this. A lot of people seem to not like it. I don't really care for it, but again, I don't even use folders. I just keep everything in the app drawer, so it's not that big a deal to me. One of the other new things for Developer Preview 2 for Android N is updated emoji. They've redesigned some of the emoji. I've noticed that some of the faces are a little different, and a lot of the gumdrop look has been changed to actual like human features, human icons, or human emoji. Just to show you what I mean. For the updated emoji, you can see that a lot of the faces are more front facing than kind of sideways facing. I don't know if you can see what I mean. So like instead of like facing left or right, they're mostly just facing forward. And then as far as other icons or other emoji, you can see a lot of the stuff has been changed into more like human looking ones instead of the gumdrop look. So you can see here there's like a boy and a girl, and that's been changed. It's a subjective thing really. I have no preference either way. I'm just pointing it out. And the big thing that I wanted to talk about was the ability to keep watching YouTube videos in multi-window mode. So how it would work in Preview 1 is if you were using multi-window mode, let me just pull up YouTube here. So in Developer Preview 1, when you tried to watch a video while using multi-window mode, the video would pause. But this time around, they've actually fixed that. So let me throw this into multi-window mode. And then let me just open up a thing of Chrome here. So let's say I play this video, and you can see as the video is playing, I'm still able to work here, which is really, really awesome. Also works in landscape. I've actually, I actually haven't tried to run Netflix and YouTube at the same time. I'm actually just gonna give it a shot. Okay, so no, you can't. But you could see that it does work with other apps. Of course, it would be weird to work with two, and you could see here, there's a bug right there. If I flipped it, let's see. Yeah, it's cut. Anyway, as far as using Chrome and other apps though, I haven't seen an issue. And it will pause the other one. Still a really awesome feature that Android has put out. Android has finally added a clear all during recent tasks or recent apps, which a lot of people have been waiting for. What's weird to me though is that the clear all is at the very top. So if you want to clear all your apps, you have to scroll all the way to the top first. It would have been better if they just put something at the bottom that had a button that said clear all. I don't know if they did that because they want you to be sure that you want to clear all by scrolling all the way up, but you hit it, everything's gone. Like Developer Preview 1, Android and Developer Preview 2 still has a lot of the same great new features, such as swiping down for shortcuts compared to Marshmallow. Settings has a whole new layout, gives you suggestions. Then it has a hamburger menu on the left instead of scrolling down this way. So you can be in a certain app, so you can be in a certain part of the settings and still pull the hamburger menu instead of hitting the back button. And really so much more. There's a lot that they're putting into. I just wanted to talk about some of the big things that I've noticed. I do want to point out how stable Android N has been. Yeah, it's a developer preview. It's not meant for mass consumption, but it works, and it works well. My 6P runs fast, my 6P runs smooth, and I've been pretty happy with its performance. I will say, one of the things I love about a Nexus phone is how well the OS works when it's on vanilla Android. My S7 and G5, they're good phones with next generation hardware compared to my 6P, but every time I use my 6P, you couldn't tell it's a phone that's almost 6 months old. Not only that, but I get to run an OS that's already ahead of any Android phone out there today. Just remember, if you try to download this over the air, you might want to make sure that your data is saved or backed up somewhere because the last thing you want to do is lose all your stuff.